This is a TLDR tier list for next week's Mutation. This is based on solo play because your ally is a random factor that cannot be accounted for. Also, this is based on above average co-op knowledge. Mechanical skill is not that important in co-op. Adjust these rankings based on your own knowledge and skill level. Alright, here we go. Dahaka, he's S because he can make creeper hosts and the pack leaders are immune to double edge, so you can deal with each wave. Abathur, he makes swarm hosts, they don't care about double edged, and he can just push all the bases freely. Vorazun is pretty good. As long as you know the wave timings, you can spawn camp them with your Corsairs, and you can just time stop, rush in. So really, really strong. Time stop, hit a shard, run away. Zagara, P1, Lings don't really care about double edge. You have Banes, you have Scourge, free stuff. Swan doesn't care about double edge too much. He does care a little. You can use P1 drill and then use the AoE, take out enemies. Make sure you have like 8 to 10 SCVs repairing the drill so that it never goes down. Spread your turrets so that you don't get them all blown up by one mutually shared destruction explosion. And for the shards, you use the usual factory drilling, so you have to know where to go. You have to do this. You can check out my guide if you're not sure where to go, but the drilling is pretty straightforward. Nova, she doesn't like double edge. However, she does have defensive drones. You can't siege your liberators. Other than that, you're just basically like using P3. You have a nuke to kill all the enemies nearby, and then you just defensive drone and attack the sliver until it's gone. And you can airstrike the waves to prevent the hybrids from spawning. Zeratol's kind of rough, so he has to blink a lot, and you have to either use ambushers, blink them, or mass shield guards, which may not do enough damage. Unlike in instant karma, this one you have to deal thousands of damage in a short time, and you can't really rest, otherwise the slivers will gain all their shields back. In instant karma, you could run away and then come back later, but you're a lot more it's a lot more slow paced, but for this one you have to pretty much deal a lot of damage, and you have to deal with hybrids that walk towards your base, not standing still like in instant karma, so kind of difficult. Raynor, see, I don't think he's actually that bad. However, he's the only commander that I haven't been this with because I don't know. I tried this last time. I couldn't do it, and I didn't have enough money. I think he would probably be like C or D, but since I haven't beaten this with Raynor, I'm going to put him in E, so that's where he goes. He does have Spider Mines and Marines. Those are all okay against double edge, so yeah. Pushing into bases will be a lot harder, though. Manx, you can use the bunker drops and then nukes later on, so you can hit like 2 or 3 slivers from the back right away. His issue is that he kind of cares about double edge because the what are those? The hybrids, they will explode, and if you put too many bunkers together, and if you kill too many hybrids right after each other, you will lose a lot of troopers, which will affect your mandate generation, and you can't use ESOs, so that kind of sucks. Stetman, you can't use Igor, but you don't need Igor when you can mass Broodlords. So yeah, Broodlords are really good. You can hit and run. Your Lings don't care about the hybrids, so you can just keep your Broodlords and Gary in a control group and then hide. You can also use Infestors if you want. Han Horner is pretty good because Reapers are good against double edge. You can also spawn camp the waves so that the hybrids don't come. And then starting from the third sliver, you just drop both top bars to clear all the enemies. Then you rush in with your Hellions and Reapers and carrier galleons to deal the rest of the damage. Carax is S because top bar doesn't care. Unity barrier is good. Spread cannons like you do with Swan, except that you can use Purifier Beam to take out most of the hybrids before they even get to the base. Just make sure you siege observers along the path to see them. Stukov, P3, he doesn't care about double edge, and then you have you can use liberators and tanks depending on what enemy you're fighting. He doesn't care about mutually assured destruction either. Kerrigan kind of cares. You can time your you can time your immobilization waves so that you clear the entire shard area plus an attack wave and no hybrids will spawn. But that's kind of dependent on luck. So yeah, if you're fighting air comp, it sucks. So if you're fighting a ground comp, you can use Brute Lords and those are cool. Phoenix, this is probably the one I got wrong the most. So before this time around, I wasn't able to beat this with Phoenix last time around because I kept going for carriers. And then this time around, I learned you don't have to get carriers. You can just mass Adepts and Zealots with P3 and you get the refund. And in fact, when the attack waves come, you just play like P2 where you send in Caldalis and Talus only. And then when you're fighting the slivers, you send in the whole army like a P0. So he's actually really good. And you could probably fight against most comps. You just need to keep your macro up. You need a lot of gateways to replace the free shells. Tychus, so I thought he would be pretty bad against Double Edge, but it turns out he's actually really good. All you need to do is use Odin for pretty much every sliver after the first one. You can use the Odin, then Sam comes in and finishes off. Sirius will destroy the attack waves with his turrets, and you can, if you lose an outlaw, you can just revive him because there's so much downtime between shards. If you want, you can actually just use Sam and like throw a grenade, use Super Cloak or Medevac to avoid taking the damage, and you repeat until a sliver is down. So it's actually not that. He's actually very effective. If you don't want to use P2 and do all that controlling, you can use P3, so you have the Odin all the time, and the Odin does not care about Double Edge. And the Odin can eat a nuke or two as well, so you can use either one. Alarak, he doesn't like Double Edged. You can use Overcharge, so triple Overcharge to destroy slivers, and then at home, you have to either use like a Empower Me micro where you destruction wave and then enter a prism to avoid taking damage, or you use a lot of blink stalkers and you hope not to get hurt so much. So yeah, against attack waves you don't want to use overcharge. Because you need them for the objective. And lastly, we have Artanis. He normally would be S, but he kind of has to care about dodging mutually assured destruction. These guys care a lot less, so he's here. He's really good on Scythe of Amon. His Dragoons don't care that much about... His Dragoons actually like Double Edge, but then if you're fighting a comp that Dragoons are not good against, then that kind of sucks for them. So yeah, he's still good though. That's it for this tier list. You can extrapolate this info to your duel runs. Good luck with the mutation!